G'day guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we will be going through my round 18 AFL tips and predictions for season 2022, and as well as that we're going to be recapping last week to see how I did with my round 17 tips. If you guys do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, also subscribe to the channel if you are new. And without further ado, we'll get straight into it. So once again, it's been a bit of a consistent issue over the past 10 weeks in my tipping. We've got a really average score of just 5 out of 9 for the round 17 tips. I tipped the Cats to get up over the D's at GMHBA. I tipped them by 1 point, just in case the D's did get up. I wasn't losing the margin by too much. So I did tip the Cats to get it done by 1, and they got it comfortably done by 28, and they are now sitting on top of the table. They've overtaken the D's, and yeah, they got it done by 28 points at their home venue. Then Friday night footy, I went a stupid upset and tipped the Dogs to get it done over the Sydney Swans at the SCG. The Swans got it done by 53 points in the end, so just, really disappointing tipping for that game. Saturday Arvo footy at the G, it was the Pies and the Kangaroos, and this one was a ripper to say the least. I did tip the Pies to get it done, however, while I was cooking up the chips and the chicken at the G, kept on looking at the TV, I was like, Jesus Christ, my tips could be in a bit of strife here. However, the Pies were able to prevail and get the 7-point victory over the Kangaroos. Then we head to Metricon Stadium, where we saw an after the siren thriller between the Suns and the Tigers. I did tip Richmond in the end. I turned it off, not checking the scores for the last 10 minutes of the game because they're up by about 4 to 5 goals. So I was like, easy, Richmond win in the bag. But the Suns came back. Noah Anderson slotting the goal after the siren to get the game winner for the Suns there. So incorrect tip. Second incorrect tip of the week. Then I tipped my own team, Freo, to get it done against the Saints at Marvel Stadium. Went to this game, thriller atmosphere. Obviously the Saints fans weren't too happy, as we can obviously tell by all the racial slurs that have been thrown out after the game. However, brilliant signs for the Dockers, and hopefully we can finish off this season strongly. Then last game on the Saturday, it was the Power and the Giants. The Giants only scoring a total of 29 points, which is going to put an absolute slump in their percentage, making their percentage go down to 89.4. The Power prevail. They're in 12th position at the moment, winning 3 out of their last 5 results. However, Jesus Christ, finals are going to be difficult for the Power from here. I did tip Port Adelaide to get it done at their home deck, and they got it done comfortably. Then we had Sunday Arvo footy between the Lions and the Bombers. And although the Bombers were coming off an epic victory against the Swans at the MCG, I thought no chance they beat the Brisbane VFL side pretty much at the Gabba. I thought, even though that Brisbane have all these outs, I thought they're still going to get it done. But I should have actually looked at the list, because I didn't know how many players were actually out. I thought it was just going to be like 1 or 2, like your Hugh McCluggages and like stuff like that. But no, there was bloody Andrews was out, Zorko was out. The main players were out for the Lions. So I guess you can give credit to Essendon winning 2 in a row, 2 on the trot, and especially travelling up to Queensland to get it done against the Brizzy Lions. However, it was pretty much their VFL side, so I am disappointed about the tip, but I don't think many people would have tipped the Dons. Second last game of the round, it was the Hawks and the Crows at Marvel Stadium. I tipped the Hawks to get it done, and as I said, it's just going to be a boring game of footy. Last week in the tips, I thought it was going to be a boring game of footy, and Hawthorn win comfortably by 5 goals. That's exactly what they did. They got it done by a 32-point margin at Marvel Stadium. I did tip the Hawks, so that one's good for my tipping as well. Last game of the round, it was the Eagles and the Blues, and there was promising signs when the Eagles did play Richmond at the MCG. I thought maybe they could bounce back after the Saints demolished the Blues. Well, not really demolished, but got the job done over the Blues the week prior. I thought, let's go an upset. Let's tip the Eagles at their home deck. And I tipped them, and they got absolutely hammered by 63 points. So there is my round 17 tips. Total amount of 5 out of 9 tips correct. Certainly could have done better. Could have done worse. The tips aren't weighing up at the moment. They are not going well. So we'll move on to my round 18 tips, and hopefully just put a bit of thinking into this round, and hopefully perfect score, or I'll take, your 7s, your 8s. So we'll get straight into it. Starting off the round 18 games, we have a matchup at Marvel Stadium. Friday night footy, 7:50 PM bounce between the Dogs and the Saints. This is a massive game. It's 9th v 10th. Both teams still have a chance of finals. However, the Saints have won 1 out of their last 5 results, which is not a good look considering that they were finals contenders 5 to 6 weeks ago. They're now sitting in 9th. Percentage of 104, it's dropping drastically every week. They just can't seem to get the results on the board, the Saints. And the Dogs, on the other hand, they are just going all right at the moment. They haven't had the greatest past 2 weeks. They got thumped by the Brizzy Lions at the Gabba, then they got thumped by the Swans at the SCG as well. Now, the Dogs do have the money to win this at Marvel Stadium. I feel like this one could bounce either way, and I'd love to tip St Kilda just to bounce back, considering how poor the Dogs have been. But the Dogs at Marvel, bloody hell, they are a hard team to beat, and when they switch it on, they're a bloody difficult team to beat. So the Saints obviously played at Marvel last week against the Dockers, couldn't seem to get the result. Jesus Christ, the odds are actually quite heavily on the Doggy side here. It's a really difficult tip. It's 9th v 10th, St Kilda 9th, the Dogs 10th. This is a really important win for both sides. If any of them have a chance of making finals, this is a must win for both teams. I would love to go the Dogs just because of the money, but I feel like the Saints, they got to switch on now. They have lost, well, 4 out of their last 5 results. They've got to be switched on now. Heading into the finals, they need to be switched on. They need to get the result done. And I'll be really disappointed if I just open the app after my shift working at the Manchester United game on the Friday night and the Dogs have just piled 10 goals on top of the Saints and have got it done comfortably. So, going to go the Saints to get it done. I'm going to say 35-point winners. I know it's a bit ambitious of me going a big margin. However, I'm confident, hopefully, the Saints can get it done. And hopefully, this can be a positive start to my tipping, looking back on it in 1 week's time. Next game we have at Adelaide Oval, we have the Crows and the Pies, 1:45 p.m. This could be a decent matchup. However, actually, Adelaide are sitting 15th and Collingwood are sitting 6th, and there is no stopping the Pies at the moment. I don't understand how they are in this good a form. They've got a decent list of Pies, however, the chemistry around the club is immaculate and it just fits together. Everything is just fitting together perfectly for Collingwood at the moment. At Adelaide Oval, they do not play a bad brand of footy there, so I'm going to be tipping the Pies to get it done. 57 points, massive margin. However, I just don't see it going the way of the Crows, but I could be saying stupid things here, looking back in a week's time, but I'm going to tip the Pies to get it done. Comfortable winners. However, yeah, if Collingwood have the odds to win it, they should get it done realistically. Next game we have at Manuka Oval. It is also 1:45 p.m. bounce down between the Giants and the Brisbane Lions. I'll be having to check the team, obviously, this week. I'm not sure if the Brizzy Lions still have a sickness going around the club or if they are full back in good form for the lineup against the Giants. However, they've got the money to win this, $1.48 to $2.65. The Giants, Brizzy sitting 4th on the table, and the Giants sitting 13th on the table. It'd be stupid to tip against Brisbane here. I'm going to go Brisbane, obviously, at Manuka Oval. I'm going to tip them to get it done. 12 points. However, earlier on in the year, I remember, I forgot what round it was. It was the round that Melbourne played the Dockers at the G. The Giants competed so well against Brisbane at the Gabba as well. So, change of venue, I don't know. I feel like there was much more confidence for the Giants back then, and I feel like their confidence has just splattered, carrying on in the season. So I'm going to tip Brizzy to get it done. Not too big of a margin. However, I'm not sure. The Giants definitely do have a chance, considering the last time they played against the Lions at the Gabba, they only got within 2 goals. So the Giants have a chance, but Brisbane is the way to go for me. Next game we have North Melbourne and Richmond at Marvel Stadium. And look, it's, I don't know, you got to sometimes risk it to get the biscuit. However, I don't think anyone will be tipping North at Marvel Stadium. North had promising signs last week against the Pies. If they can bring that footy to the game against Richmond, they've got a bloody big chance in this one. However, the odds are $7.50 to $1.09 for the Tigers. The Tigers are sitting in the 8th, not comfortably at all. You've got a few teams competing for that 8th position at the moment, ranging from Port Adelaide all the way to Sydney. So, yeah, a few teams up for grabs, that top 8 position. And the North Melbourne Kangaroos, promising signs last week against Collingwood. However, at Marvel Stadium, Richmond, I reckon Richmond are going to think this is going to be a walk in the park. I'm going to tip Richmond. However, this is going to be a big scare. I reckon the Kangaroos will come out firing, and Richmond will just be cruising into this game thinking it's going to be an easy, 12, 13 goal victory. However, I'll be tipping the Tigers, but the Kangaroos will definitely bring it up to them. I'll be tipping the Tigers to get it done by 15 points. Close game once again. It's either going to be a close game, the Kangaroos fight, or the Tigers are just going to run away with it, 10 goal winners. But yeah, Close margin, 15 points. Richmond get it done. But the North Melbourne Kangaroos do not write them off. They've got a bloody big chance in this one after last week. Saturday night footy at the G. We have the Blues and the Cats. This is a huge game. Huge game. Geelong sitting first on the table and just have no signs of stopping their victory streak at the moment. The Cats and the Blues, on the other hand, they've lost 2 out of their last 5 results, being against the Saints and also Richmond at the G. Carlton's home game. Geelong have the money to win at $1.60 to $2.35. Look, it's a difficult one to go, but realistically, you should be going the Cats. I feel like the Cats could just run over the Blues. I don't see the Blues getting it done against Geelong. Geelong, just a more experienced side, and it's just a matchup where I feel like Geelong will just dominate. So I'm going to be tipping the Cats. I've tipped every away team so far this round, so there is a bit of a stat. Yeah, the Cats get it done. 25-point victory for the Cats. I don't see the Blues standing a chance in this one, and I feel like the margin isn't too high for 25 points. However, Geelong will just lead from the get-go, and there will be no stopping them. Optus Stadium, 7:30 p.m. We have the Dockers and the Swans. Freo sitting in 3rd position, and they're looking quite strong at the moment. The Dockers a bit inconsistent here and there, but that's all right. Every team has a bit of inconsistency, and the Swans sitting 7th on the table with 2 out of their last 5 results being losses. They lost against the Power at Adelaide Oval, and they also lost against the Bombers at the MCG. So, travelling over to Perth, they're coming off a strong win against the Bulldogs on Friday night, and the Dockers are coming off a really strong win as well against the Saints on Saturday night. So, the Dockers have the odds to win at $1.62 to $2.30. Look, it's going to be really difficult to tip this one. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to watch it. Seems I'm working the Carlton Geelong game. So, hopefully, I can whip out my phone after the game, after the shift, and I can see that the Dockers have gotten up. I'm going to also be tipping the Dockers. I can never tip against them. So, first home team I've tipped this week will be this game in the Dockers. It's always a close game between these two sides. However, a real percentage booster is needed for the Dockers. We've got the points. However, we just need a massive win to boost our percentage up to be competing with Melbourne and Geelong in 1st and 2nd position. Gonna say 5-point victory for the Freo Dockers. Seems like we always have close results with the Swans, and especially at home, I reckon the Swans will compete, but hopefully the Dockers can prevail in another close thriller for their season. Sunday Arvo footy, we got the Hawks and the Eagles at the MCG, 1:10 p.m. bounce down. The Eagles, they've got a chance in this one. I reckon they do have a strong chance. The Hawks coming off an amazing victory over the Crows at Marvel Stadium last week. And the Eagles, Jesus Christ, they're back in the slump. They had promising signs against the Tigers. Although they got done by 40 points, they had promising signs. And at the MCG, they're back where we last saw them play half days of footy against the Tigers. Look, the odds are against the Eagles a crap ton. However, do I tip the upset? Hawthorn. Hawthorn get it done, 70 points. I don't know how I was weighing up the two sides, and now I've picked Hawthorn to get it done by 70 points. I'm just imagining in my head just how this game could go horribly wrong for West Coast, and the signs are there. It's just a horrible sign for West Coast. You can just imagine it in your head. Hawthorn coming out 70-point victory. So the Hawks coming off a strong win against the Crows, and West Coast, wow. Let's be honest, they got thumped by the Blues last week at home, so they got no chance against the Hawks. I reckon 70-point winners, and the Hawks run all over them. TIO, Traeger Park, 3:20 p.m, Melbourne and Port Adelaide. This is going to be interesting. Sunday Arvo footy at TIO. Interesting choice. I reckon this one probably could have been played maybe instead of the Freo Swans game, but can't be complaining as a Freo fan. You got your Saturday night prime time. However, Melbourne, Port, TIO. It's going to be difficult for Port. I reckon Melbourne, a bit more used to the ground. They play there a couple, maybe 2 times each year. It's going to be hard to tip against the D's here, as they've got massive odds on this result, on this matchup, and also at TIO. Don't think Port are too experienced. 2nd v 12th as well. That's also a huge factor. However, the D's coming off a loss against Geelong. So ever since that dodgy loss against the Dockers at home, they have just not been the same, the D's. However, Melbourne get it done. I'm going to say, I'd love to go 10 goals, but I feel like this one could be just a close, scrappy affair. I'm going to say Melbourne get it done, 9-point winners. However, it's either going to be 9 points or it's going to be a flogging. I don't see this way I don't see this result going the way of the Power. And last game of the week, we've got the Essendon Bombers taking on the Suns at Marvel, 4:40 PM, last game on the Sunday. This is do or die for the Suns, really. It's $1.90 to $1.90. The odds are split even, and the Suns sitting 11th, Essendon sitting 16th. Both coming off a win, the Suns coming off after a siren victory against the Tigers, and the Bombers coming off 2 wins in a row against the Swans and also Brisbane at the Gabba. So their confidence is going to be skyrocketed at the moment, the Essendon Bombers. And so is Gold Coast after the siren victory against the Tigers. At Marvel Stadium, I just feel like to be leaning towards Essendon in this game. I don't know how the Suns play at Marvel. I don't think it's too great. Don't go with the Bombers to get it done. Seem as though they've got the confidence. I reckon they're going to get it done. They've got 2 on the trot, the Dons. Their confidence is up here. I reckon they're going to get it done. The Suns, I don't think the Suns are going to be thinking this is going to be a walk in the park. However, I reckon the Dons get it done. I'm going to say 4-point winners. Absolute thriller at Marvel to finish off the round. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new. New content should be coming out quite regularly. I also might start up a weekly vlog for over this weekend. It should be quite entertaining, so make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Cheers.